Hello everyone, welcome to UGC NET and PSU HR exam oriented preparation. Today is session 1, so we will be discussing about trade union. First, there are a few important definitions of trade unions given by eminent personalities. Like, you should remember the names Sidney and British Waves. He gave this definition: trade union is a continuous association of wage earners for the purpose of maintaining or improving the conditions of their working lives. Here the words association and wage earners are very important. We will be discussing later. Then second definition was given by Charles D. Duncard. He gave trade union is a continuing organization of employees established for purpose of protecting or improving through collective actions the economic and social status of its members. Then G.D.H. Cole, he gave this theory: a trade union means an association of workers in one or more professions carried on mainly for the purpose of protecting and advancing the members' economic interest in connection with their daily work. Then John Kuninson, he gave this approach: the special feature of trade union are that it is a monopolistic combination of wage earners who as individuals producers are complementary to one another, but who stands to employers in relation to dependents for the sale of their labor and even for their productions, and that the general purpose of association is in view of dependents to strengthen their power to bargain with the employers. Here these are the basic definitions of trade union, and you all should remember. So this wage and Sidney and British Wave and John Kuninson, they used the word wage earner. Give me a second. And if you will see here, the Sidney and British Wave and G.D.H. Cole, they use the word association for workers, and there are other two persons here. You can see Cole and Duncard use different words for labor, like worker and employees. These words actually make lots of difference, and you can say Duncard and Kuninson, they have used the word collective action and collective bargaining respectively. So if you remember this kind of definition, then question can come from here only. So they may give some statement and say who gave this theory. So if they have used the word wage earners, you can definitely make a guesswork, say it is British Wave who gave this theory. Then moving on to the next slide, origin of trade union. Why this trade union actually appeared? Trade union have grown in response to the peculiar needs and problems that wage earners have had to face in course of industrialization under the capitalistic economic system. Earlier, if you will see, labor they are having their tools and they manufacture their own goods, and they just exchange whatever they produced with the other laborers or other individuals having the complementary products. But due to the industrialization, capitalist accumulates all machines, and they actually labors become a obsolete here, manual labor become a obsolete here. So major reasons for like origin of trade unions are separation between capital and labor. Earlier labor and capital were integrated, like labor was having the money to produce himself. Now due to new economic policies, it has been segregated. Then philosophy of laissez-faire. Laissez-faire means hands off management. Like at that time, labor were facing more problems, challenges, but the government, they just did not listen and they raised their hand. Then third point is lack of bargaining power on the part of workers. As we can see, workers basically are not having that much educational qualifications, and only their main objective was to produce something and sell it, so that they can earn their livelihood or other basic necessities. This was their main way of living. When this kind of movement happened, they separated labor and capital, and government did not listen, and there was lack of bargaining power on the part of workers. Then individual dispensability but collective indispensability. Here this means the individuals have some kind of problems, but collectively they did not actually find their problems are in common. Now, theories of trade union movement. In trade union movement, you can see we have studied the theory, definition of British and Sidney Webb's. So two famous books by them are the History of Trade Unionism 1894 and Trade Union Industrial Democracy 1897. Basically you should remember the book names. Basically sometimes they ask who is the writer of this book, and most of the theories or concepts are still relevant from their writings. One of the book, this Industrial Democracy, is more often quoted, so you can remember these two book name. And according to them, a trade union is a continuous association of wage earners for purpose of maintaining or improving the conditions of their working lives. And you can see trade unions are born simultaneously with the capitalism. Like when there is in one side there is accumulation of wealth, at the other end laborers, they associated with themselves and created a union to fight with the capitalism. Then few criticism are to this theory where they did not paid adequate attention to the specific factors or forces attributed to the general emergence of labor organizations. Also you can see they have focused on the ultimate goal of the trade unions, but they not foreseen other goals which the trade unions also adopt and which have been emphasized by other theorists. Then second, this theory is known as Marxian theory, and it was given by Karl Marx, and his books are the Poverty of Philosophy 1847, the Communist Manifesto 1848, the inauguration of address of First International Working Men's Association 1864. These are three books written by him, so it is very important. And according to him, the emergence and growth of trade unionism as a result of rise of two opposed class, one is capitalist and other is free laborer. So in Russia, maybe in different language, capitalist was called by Karl Marx is known as bourgeois, and free laborers are known as proletariats. And his theory is based on the conflict between these two classes of people. Then Perlman's job conscious theory. So basically here Selling Perlman, he observed the trade union movements in different countries like United States, Great Britain, Germany, Russia, and he gave a theory of job consciousness theory, and he believed that genuine trade unionists are bread and butter trade unionists. And major criticism received by his theory was Perlman has underestimated the influence of outsider and intellectuals. Trade union is not only about the laborers who form their union. Some external members, like in India, if you will see Mahatma Gandhi joined trade union movement, and then other leaders like Jawaharlal Nehru, Subhash Chandra Bose, L.M. Lokhande, these leaders, they also have joined the movement. It is not only the bread butter trade unionists who form the trade unions. And other theory by Robert Huxley is known as socio-psychological theory. It was derived from the book Trade Unionism in the United States. He studied the United States trade unionism, and according to him, trade unionism grew out of the social psychological environment of workers. He has adopted a pluralistic approach in trade union. So according to him, he just categorized the trade union based on the functions. According to him, 4 trade union types are there. One is your business unionism, second is your friendly or uplift unionism, third is your revolutionary unionism, fourth is your predatory unionism. And his followers actually gave another trade unionism function, that is known as a dependent unionism. And another theory by Tannenbaum's technological theory. It was given by Tannenbaum, and he wrote a book, The Philosophy of Labor, in 1921. So if you will see, maximum theory came in 1920 or 21, like that. It was due to, at that time, after the World War was over, there was more exploitation to the laborers. Whatever they promised due to emergency time or World War time, they have not fulfilled, and that's why there are many theories coming at that time only. So according to him, labor movement is a result and machine is the major cause. He believed that due to technological advancement, when machine come into field, it just killed the work of laborers. According to him, trade union is conservative and counter revolutionary. The main aim of trade unionism is participation in all the affairs of the management, and this theory is also known as sociological theory. And Mahatma Gandhi's approach. Actually, this theory was not given by Mahatma Gandhi, but according to his writings, we say that it is Mahatma Gandhi's approach. When Mahatma Gandhi just returned from the South Africa in 1920s, this Onsuyaben Sarabhai and Shankarlal Bankar, they formed a textile labor association in Ahmedabad, and they called the Gandhijis for solving some issues. So Gandhi's theory is based on basically principle of truth, non-violence and trusteeship. Here trusteeship is very important, and this theory is also known as Sarvodaya theory. The main function of this theory is to raise the moral and intellectual standards of laborer and teach them supplementary occupations which prove to be helpful at the time of emergency. If a person is only a wheat farmer, he has been also taught other things. In case of there is famine or other kind of things, he can do the alternate occupation. So next part of trade unionism will be covered in next video. So thank you for listening, and if you have not subscribed the channel, please do subscribe the channel for getting the regular updates. Thank you everyone. Thank you for joining.